Welcome back to the Mayor's Update. We are here live with our newly re-elected Mayor Joe
Right.
Preston.
Yeah, I'm sure we're a little couple minutes late tonight, but we had to get used to doing Mayor's Update again with the new mayor.
Yeah,
No,
it's been a week.
It's been a lot of fun. Look, I've been extremely ill, right, in the week before the election, and now still just getting over it. But that really helped my spirits, the people of St. Thomas and what they're able to say. Giving me back the dream team, all six members of parliament, members of council that I had with me, elected back with us, and Rose Gibson and Tara McCauley to join the group.
I know, I
We
love it.
cannot do better than this, can we? It is incredible to have the team that we have managing your city. Look, it is not about the mayor. It's not about any one councillor. It's a team that does this. And for us to be able to come back after Monday night and say this, look, I'll say the rest. There was 16 people who ran for council.
Yeah.
Any one of them could have done the job. I got to know them all pretty well. And then, of course, with two other people running for mayor.
Yeah.
Gregory, great job. Way to go. First time out and what we're able to do. We can't ask for more in this community, but I will ask for more. I will say that's a lot of people who can put a lot of effort into making St. Thomas a better place. Those of you that were successful, great. We're going to put you to work at council. We're going to do a great job. Those that were not successful, we need your help rowing the oars in this city in the right direction, whether it's from housing or affordability or downtown or growth in this community. We need everybody's help. We'll all be doing it. Please, we need your help too. Right? That's what happens after election. Don't go away. Don't go away. Come and help. Come and do what you can do to make St. Thomas a better place. Grayden, it is so great to be sitting in the mayor's office doing Mayor's Update the first time after the election. We really still don't have the new council for another week, 2 weeks. We're still working on the old council. We'll have 2 council meetings with the old council. We have a couple that we have to say goodbye to. And Joan Reimel and Mark Burgess, who have done heavy lifting in St. Thomas and yeoman's duty, and we need to say thank you to them. And hopefully over the next 2 weeks, we will get to say more, and certainly at the first council meeting, talk about where we've come from. I know Councillor Warkey did also a good job of talking about Linda Stevenson and Mark Tinlin, two councillors we lost in this last 4-year term as councillors who taught me. Linda was kind of my mentor. I had not done municipal politics before I became the mayor, and she set me straight on a couple of occasions, and I needed to be set straight. So it's great to have Linda and Mark be able to do that with us. But look, folks, you can't wipe the grin off my face right now. We're pretty pleased, and we're moving forward in St. Thomas. Just fantastic news about where St. Thomas is going and where we're growing. Even today, the Globe and Mail had an article about homelessness, and St. Thomas and Elgin was specifically mentioned how we've reduced serious homelessness by 19% in the city of St. Thomas and Elgin County. Some larger communities did a little better than us. We've got 4 years to beat the crap out of them on how to do this better and how to remove homelessness in our community moving forward.
Based on the plan that you and your council have,
right?
That's going to happen in the next 1 to 2
years. It won't take the whole 4 years of this council. We can eliminate homeless on the by names list. The people who we have in our community as homeless and how we're judging that. We can eliminate homelessness in St. Thomas, and although that's a huge problem, and we need to be careful with it and move forward. There's so many other things we have to work on in St. Thomas. I'm glad we already have that plan written. And we're already heading that way. Thank you, St. Thomas, for giving me back the dream team, the six members of council who helped us get to where we are today. We can do this. We really can make St. Thomas stand out across Ontario. We had a police service board this morning. And when small and medium-sized police forces get together and start talking about what you can do better, they go, hey, go see St. Thomas.
Right. And let's talk about the committee they just announced.
Yes.
I think it was yesterday.
The community committee
on inclusiveness,
right? Yeah. Look, we have a police chief and a police team right now that looks at our community in a whole sense. It isn't about just crime. It isn't just about traffic control. It isn't just about all the other things that police have to do. It's about looking at our community in a huge way. An announcement made last week about the downtown precinct office, the downtown community policing office. Um, and then, as you say, a community committee to look at the inclusiveness in our community. Don't think the mayor isn't grabbing onto what's happening at the police force on this one too. I do sit on the police board, so it does help us. Look, we have to gather information across our community, whether it's youth, seniors, or community inclusiveness. So when our police chief comes up with a great idea like that, way to go, Chris. Love you dearly. We're doing the right things.
Absolutely.
Hey, thanks to all of you who stood by us during a time when it gets a bit nervous as to whether you're going to have your job back. Right? Look, I've got lots of other things I can do, but this is what I love doing, and I really think with the work Grayden and I do and sharing with you in St. Thomas the great news of what's happening in our community, we're going to double down our efforts. We did hear during the campaign, oh, geez, I didn't know you were doing that. Well, wait, watch Mayor's Update. Come on once in a while and ask a question or two. It's okay. We're going to add some extra features that will talk about how we can get more of your questions on air and talk about more what's happening in the community.
And one of the really cool features we're talking about is doing a full council episode once per month.
Yep.
Doing a live where you can ask counselors any questions you want. That's
right.
The same way we're doing right now.
Yeah.
But I also want to say, you're getting a huge amount of congrats in the comments.
Well,
here.
thanks.
They're pouring in.
Look,
so
I have spent my day from Monday night about 8:15, my whole week saying thank you, and thank you to people from across Canada. A lot of friends I have, but certainly St. Thomas, telling us, way to go. We're happy to have you back. Thank you. I'll do my best to live up to your expectations. Thank you so much. But part of the reason we are back is Mayor's Update, is our communication plan, and we want to make this even better. We're going to come up with a neat new concept called mailbag or mail for the mayor or whatever it is, so that you can all week long send us questions and we'll try and answer some more. And this council is already committed to doing a better job of putting out what council does Monday night, so that by the time we get to Wednesday and Mayor's Update, you've already seen what we've done Monday night, and we can have a lot more to share about it. Thank you for doing this.
I'm so stoked with the amount of engagement we've had built up over the past 4 years. So all of our viewers, we have on average, I would say about 5,000 individuals who check out Mayor's Update. They might check it out just once a month. They might check it out twice a month. Some people are diehards.
Right. And some of you, I can read your names. Some of you watch all the whole show all week, every week.
And you're our heart.
Right.
You help us survive. But that engagement has increased throughout the entire time, which means that we're having more engagement here than other municipalities.
Right. And other municipalities much larger. I mean, even talking to London today, to other municipalities around us. I lost some friends Monday night. There's some people who did not. Obviously, my friend Ed didn't run. Yep. Josh is there, and we'll see what happens in London. I'm over there tomorrow night. Have a great conversation with those. Immediately called the new mayor in Central Elgin. Immediately called the new mayor or the old mayor. Don't say that about Grant in Southwold. And in talking to some of my other
ages
friends,
in here.
No. I don't mean ancient. I mean. He's already been the previous mayor, right? At Southwold. And the mayor of St. Thomas, we have to do that. And when Grant and I were talking, even during the campaign, about some other stuff St. Thomas and Southwold can do together. So I immediately wanted to give him a call and say thank you. And then Andrew Sloan elected the mayor in Central Elgin. He's got some tough row to hoe here.
New council.
He's got 100% new council. Not one elected person stayed on. And so he's got some work to do. And so him and I are having a quick meeting next week about how St. Thomas and Central Elgin can work together, and how Central Elgin and St. Thomas can work together. It is both ways. There's some great stuff we can share.
Just incredible, that kind of community spirit, collaboration. Chris Patrickman saying, I was happy to have Chief Heritage reach out to me and ask me to be involved with the inclusivity committee. Diversity is our strength.
Oh, it's perfect. And I'm happy that Chris said yes.
Yes.
We know that we work with Chris on a lot of things, but it's fantastic to have him involved in that conversation too, and many more.
And if you don't know Chris, he's an incredible individual. He also runs Simply Pure Water, which is one of our sponsors.
Yes.
We're running now again, once we're back on.
Oh, no, we'll have sponsors. Yes,
the election
so we can say this again. So Simply Pure Water, him and James do a great job in our community. They were just recognized as with a longevity, lifetime award.
Through the Small Business Enterprise Center.
Well,
and well deserved.
Speaking of the Small Enterprise Center, Tara McCauley now on council. That was it's neat to see somebody with that background also coming and joining us on council. And for those of you that don't know Rose Gibson,
wonderful.
Rose was elected to council on I don't know, she's run 153 times. I'm exaggerating, but each time she did a little better, better. Rose and I go back 100 years working on the United Way together. I'm exaggerating today. I'm going to use that. But working together on the United Way and a number of other community organizations. Rose is a big supporter of the Legion. And so to have her on council after many attempts, boy, I'm not sure we can do better than what we've got on council. This mayor gets to sit back and say, what do y'all think? It's really quite a good group.
Well, I'm really excited to see the way you can take the momentum you already had over the past 4 years and continue to build on that. So all the projects you had in the works, working with everybody throughout the city of St. Thomas, you can move forward on that really quickly.
Well, I think, and I'm going to take it, and we'll have to ask council when we get to the first meeting, but I think I'm going to take this a little bit of permission, right? That what we were doing was right, or people wouldn't have sent us all back. So is there a way we can speed up process in some of the work we've been doing, whether it's the growth of St. Thomas and the asset-based roads and sewers and sidewalks, some of those things we were already working on, but certainly also on the housing side. We think we've been doing the right things. I'm going to smile and nod and say, gee, I've heard it well. You've sent us back to finish the job, so let's go hard at it and maybe get it done a little quicker than we otherwise might have. Great, good to hear. Grayden, we got trivia.
We've got some trivia.
We should probably entertain a little bit and talk a little bit about trivia.
Right? We've got some really great stuff. We got this is from Councillor Steve Peters, who's one of our fantastic trivia presenters.
Right.
So what I want to go with to start is, what was the name of St. Thomas's first hospital? And you can see here, we've got the picture there.
Yes.
This is St. Thomas's first hospital over on Pearl Street.
Right. So we're looking for the name of that hospital, and it has a very special name. So that's the first trivia question. We still had the bell that we hadn't had the name of yet either, and that's carried over from last week. So right. But a couple of questions to start you off with tonight, and it is the last Mayor's Update of October. So at the end of tonight, we'll certainly hand out presents.
Got my app ready to go. We're going to put in the names. We're going to draw. We got some great prizes for everybody as usual. All right, so we got our trivia up there. Now let's talk about some of the events. One of the past events, I was over at the St. Thomas Islamic Center, and they had a wonderful open house.
Yes, and I was talking to Chief Heritage and Deputy Chief Roskamp this morning about it. They made it over there, and a number of people from St. Thomas went to the Islamic Center. Again, I was not allowed out, but beautiful. They've been the center's become a huge inclusion in St. Thomas, not the other way. It's really been incredible what they've been able to do with some of the food help that they're giving, and certainly the community work that the Muslim Center will do. So thank you.
They also gave a shout out to St. Hilda, St. Luke's, where they were previously before they were able to purchase the building, and that's where they were worshiping, as well as Knox Presbyterian, who provided parking for any overflow. Great.
Look, great sharing in our community. It's become St. Thomas-like almost immediately. We're new, but who can we get to help? Who can work with us? Who can we work with? And how do we make this better? So absolutely right. Thank you for your event last week, and great to see what's happening in our community.
Well, we've got some really big events coming up as well,
Right.
like the Downtown Development Board. Now, Earl Taylor, he didn't quite make it onto council. Amazing fellow.
Yeah.
He's the chair of the Downtown Development Board. That is the organization that organizes the Pumpkin Prowl, which is coming up on October 28th.
Tell us what the Pumpkin Prowl is. It is a Halloween evening in downtown St. Thomas.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
It's just like the downtown
spectacular.
It's spectacular.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a throng of kids and families. So like over 1,000 kids. So then you got the two parents.
Right.
So like, you're looking at maybe 3,000 people
walking through downtown St. Thomas, right? On Friday night.
Yeah. And these
businesses 5 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And many of the storefronts are open.
They've got a paper pumpkin in their window if they're open.
If they're part of the pumpkin prowl.
And like they don't
City Hall.
City Hall.
City Hall, come by the front steps of City Hall. City Hall staff and the people that work inside, really scary people because it's Halloween.
Yeah.
And the mayor will be out there for a while before I head over to London for a redistribution event.
And what's happening with that?
Well, the redistribution meeting is the first meeting of the redistribution committee for the riding redistribution federally and provincially is Friday night, and I'm one of the speakers there. There's I think a number of us. Like I know that Karen Vecchio is there, and she's the leadoff speaker. But to really talk about how we can better redistribute. I thought it was really unique that it's on Halloween weekend, so it's pretty scary. And I may use some Halloween jokes as part of my speech, but it's no joking matter, folks. We really want to look at how to better have our riding stay in the shape it is rather than change it.
Well,
Pumpkin Prowl, scary redistribution. What else is going on this weekend?
No, then we also have Caps Off having DJ No Request, where there's a DJ, he plays music, but he won't take your requests.
No request. We're not playing your music. We're playing ours.
And they're also having a hamburger pop-up shop with a Beach Boy burger.
Yep.
So,
which is a new hamburger restaurant in London. And I understand, fantastic. So I've made it on my note that I want to try and make it there. Look, and I know I sell hamburgers for a living.
Kind of a specialist over here.
Yeah, we have hamburgers. These are my coasters. No, they're here.
Know a thing or two about a burger.
Yeah, but want to give it a shot, especially local small business. The owner of the shop in London is from St. Thomas. So we're happy to have them doing a pop-up shop this weekend. Let's give that a try.
Yeah, very excited about that. And then also the Spirit Awards, the MyFM Spirit Awards.
Right. So we know who wins.
That's right.
Who are your best in town, or the ones that you think, right? Another election, wasn't it? It was more about getting votes for the best in town. So
every year.
Yep. That's also going on Friday night.
That's Friday night.
You can't stay in one spot Friday night. There's so much stuff happening in St. Thomas.
So I've got all planned out. Like Beach Boy Burger is like 4 to 4:30.
So you're gonna get over there early.
I gotta get there first.
Yeah, that's maybe my best plan. I get a burger in before I come out and hand out
the Pumpkin Prowl after that.
And then I got to drive over to London.
And then I'm going to the
Spirit
Spirit
Awards. Wear a
Awards.
suit for this.
Oh boy.
For this speech I've done.
Don't eat too many burgers.
Yeah. I've got my bib. I did that today. I did
the chili cook-off.
Yeah, that's right. I have we did the chili cook-off for United Way at Fanshawe College today.
So good.
What was it ever? But I did wear my bib because I'm certain I didn't. I'm a spiller, and it worked out really well. And I got to have some fantastic chili over there today too, and to Sheila and all the people at the early childhood educators part of Fanshawe. They won. They had the best chili today. Red hot chili peppers, I think they were, whatever their name was. Right? Fantastic. 7 great chilies over there, and all for the United Way. Great fundraiser for the United Way.
How do I get on that? How do I be a judge on that?
You know what? I think they were kind of waiting because I didn't get asked till this morning.
Really? Because if I'd been asked this morning, I would have been over there.
Right. Hey, Mayor, can you come out for lunch? Yes, I can. Yes, I can actually. Right. If I was not the mayor, then I maybe wouldn't. But great to be asked.
Yeah, but pin the poppy on the mayor. That's another big event.
Tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, front steps of City Hall. Don't confuse this, please. This is Pin the Poppy on the Mayor. This is the launch of the Poppy campaign. This is not Pin the Poppy on the Donkey. This is Pin the Poppy on the Mayor. Tomorrow from our friends at the Legion, So I'm sure I'll see Rose tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Right.
And Tony Bendel, who's also
Oh, of
watching.
course,
Hi,
Tony,
Tony.
who always does this, right? But it is about the launch of the Poppy campaign. So the Poppy campaign runs from tomorrow, October 28th, right, through till November 11th and Remembrance Day. And it is one of the greatest fundraisers for our Legion that helps them help Legion members. So please, tomorrow's the ceremony, getting it started. But when you see the people working at the different retail spots or out front of the liquor store, or other places selling poppies, please put a couple bucks in the poppy box. This money really helps the Legion and the work they do.
And Tony's joining us next week to talk about his extinguisher program for putting fire extinguishers in people's cars to help save lives.
Excellent. So look, talk about another guy who does a lot of stuff in this community. And Tony was out Monday night celebrating with us after the election too. But you almost have to ask him what. Hey Tony, what hat are you wearing today?
Yeah.
Oh, is it Legion? Is it the
well, it's like
fire
any of the people in our
extinguishers
community.
Is it?
Yeah.
The
volunteer
volunteer
spirit in our community is phenomenal because you have people, and they, like Tony, they wear so many different hats for so many different community organizations, and it just it makes you so happy to be a part of a community that cares.
Well, the mayor is quite proud of volunteers like Tony and a number of others, and we're asking you, can you be that person too? You know what it is? It's almost the end of October, and we haven't even started talking about snow angels yet. By this time last year, we'd had some snow.
I feel like we're talking about it right now.
Well, we should. This is to remind you, if you're not a snow angel, be one. And the mayor's office will, starting next week, we'll start to talk more about how you can be a snow angel. Not that you need a snow angel, but you can be a snow angel. How you can help us with helping shovel sidewalks and driveways for people who are in their homes, want to stay in their homes, and need just a little help. So we'll do that. How are we doing on trivia?
Beth Beecroft has taken the trivia question. Amasa Wood.
Amasa Wood, right?
Love it.
Perfect. So, that was the name of the original hospital, and some of the things from the original hospital ended up at the memorial at the dig. Also, so we've grown from a memorial hospital to that. So perfect.
And again, shout out to Steve Peters for sharing this photo.
Thank you, Steve,
with us.
Yep.
All right. So next question, I'm gonna let you run with this one.
This, if you can see this is a man standing beside the road, but there's an overpass in the background, and one side of the overpass is larger than the other side. Can you tell me what street this is? And what was the reason for there to be two different size traffic spots in the overpass?
Typing the question.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. Those two different sizes.
You know where he's looking right now? I can tell you once we get. I'll tell you which. Right? Once we get who picks this, that's a really unique spot right now.
Okay. I kind of horribly worded this, but I hope you guys will get it.
Yeah, because we said it out loud. We you and I use some form of the English language.
It's questionable.
Yeah, no,
it's oh man.
We get Stephanie. She can do it in French.
Right. So they're saying Ross Street, but it's not Ross Street.
It's not Ross Street.
But Matt Sharp said Ross Street, and it's not. It's another street, similar, same direction, but it's parallel.
Looks very similar.
Looks very similar. Yeah.
Had an overpass that you went under,
and Beecraft got it.
Yes.
First Ave overpass, wider side allowed room for streetcar.
Right.
Well, no, actually not.
That's pretty close.
Very
I'm
close.
going to give it.
You're going to give that one to her?
The small part was for the streetcar passage, and the wider spot was so two cars could pass. That is First Ave and the overpass. My member of Parliament office was almost right there. This gentleman would now be where he's standing, would be looking at Bibles for Mission,
which was previously Beaver Lumber.
The Beaver Lumber, which became Gearlink's Home Hardware, right? So, but there's a ditch along the road there. I mean, how many years ago was that? But that's what that street was. Thank you. Perfect. Good answer.
Figured out too. She's got two options now. She got
Wow.
the last one and this one.
Wow.
Anybody got the name of the
Bell at City Hall? We're right underneath it. Oh, it must have just rang and
Yeah, I just heard it.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I sit at the desk over there and wait for the bell to go, and then I have to be at the next meeting, right?
Right
Usually.
on. Right now, is it on time?
It is almost bang on right now. There's a period of time when it rang 2 minutes early, and it seems to be fixed and running well now here at City Hall. What's the name of that bell? The bell itself has a name, and I think we gave away last week that it was Big something.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So the bell has a name, and it's Big something.
And it's not Ben.
Well, that's in England. I've been there.
Me too.
Yeah.
Beautiful place.
Yes.
Tony's got a question. He says, Joe, I don't expect an answer right away, but I have been seeing such a massive increase in coyotes within the city. So many posts of people concerned about safety and not just for their pets, but their children. Is this something that has been brought forward to council? And is a plan currently being discussed about this?
Yes. Yes, but I don't think you want us out there killing coyotes in this community either, right? Coyotes were here before us, so we're certainly watching this. I've had no worries about people. Coyotes, as a general nature, are very afraid of people, but they also have been eating some of the critters, whether they're skunks, right, or even some of the rodents in our community. Great job, coyote. But there's a few cats that may not be coming home tonight either, right? So we need to be careful. We need to watch. And we've started to have the discussion about what would be the solution, and the really only solution is a call, which means we'd have to go hunt coyotes. So we're trying not to get to that point. We're asking people, be careful what you're feeding, what food is outside, and your pets running free is probably not a great idea. Certainly this time of year, as we get into winter, it'll be a little less, but this time of year, coyotes are trying to feed up for the winter. So, we're keeping our eye on it, and we'll continue to hear your concern.
Fair enough. All right, let's jump back onto the event side of things, because we also have on October 29th the Rocky Horror Picture Show party at 7 p.m.
Can you sing the whole song?
No, I can't. My friends can. I'm not good at that.
I'm not good at it either.
I've done the dance, but I kind of like mumble along.
But it's a neat Halloween adventure. So at the Princess Playhouse,
perfect. Yeah, and just I'll put in the info so you can go and get your ticket. It's only $20, which is like crazy. I went to Toronto,
which is a fun night to go do. I once went with a bunch of friends to a theater that was doing the show, and okay, great. But you're right. I'm not. I'm more of an actor than I am a singer.
So Matt Sharp is saying he wants to call the bell Big Oscar, but Big Oscar was Oscar Temple when I was growing up, because he was right across the street from me. Yeah. Temple and Sons, I believe they run construction now. Great family.
But that's not the name of the bell.
That's not the name of the bell.
Right? Yeah.
Not Matt or Tom either.
Well, good try. Right.
Beth Douglas is asking, would the city consider making solid garbage containers mandatory instead of garbage bags to help people not attract coyotes?
Yeah, I'm not hearing a lot about coyotes. More raccoons ripping open garbage bags, and more often than not, neighborhood dogs ripping open garbage bags.
Right.
I will tell you that the green bin program, of which St. Thomas was one of the first initiators of, those bins are not cheap.
Really?
No, they're really expensive. And so to go to solid garbage bins and those,
right?
It depends. What do you want your taxes to be, I guess? But put your garbage out appropriately in the morning, so that the dogs and raccoons don't get into it overnight. I know it's early in the morning for some of you. That would be the answer to that question. But look, at this city, we can do whatever the taxpayers of the city tell us they would like to do. If this is something that you'd like to have happen, we'll tell you what it might cost us to do it. And then you can decide that's worth that or it's not worth
that. All right, I got a big one for you, Mayor Joe.
What's that?
All right, so this is a question from Beth Douglas. We were going to tackle it last week, but obviously some technical issues. Plus
last week with my I wasn't well, and the computer wasn't well. Right. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Well, this is a more serious question. It's in the news this week, and this is from previous weeks. My concern is for our local officers and how they're affected by those events that happen to two police officers, I believe, in Simcoe County. Does St. Thomas Police Department have supportive services for those officers other than the standard employee assistance program phone line? I often think of them, the fire department, and ambulance attendants who must be traumatized by the ongoing numbers of overdose emergencies that they assist with. I've known about the Tima Conter Memorial Foundation, begun after the murder in Toronto of a woman from Halifax. I have a great respect for emergency responders in St. Thomas, but heroes are human, and I see what they face in my neighborhood every day. So that's where what is being provided for the heroes in St. Thomas.
We had a police services board meeting this morning and talked about exactly that. Some of our officers were at the funerals of both fallen officers near us in the last little while, but we also we asked the question, is there kind of an annual review, some other way for us to assess the psychological trauma that happens with emergency providers? Yes, there is, and yes, we do. And one of the other great things that we had this year about the with our MOST team, the Canadian Mental Health Association team that has a police officer on it, it gave us CMHA officers in the police station. And as the police chief shared with me, often you'll see them sharing stories or talking with each other. And so there's a bit of that peer-to-peer support stuff that really happens now because we have this relationship with CMHA and the psychological trauma of what can happen from a police force point of view. Sharing just earlier today, this was the 8th anniversary this week of the shooting in Ottawa. I was quite affected by it from a post-traumatic stress disorder. I mean, it was a fairly violent shooting in the House of Commons when I was there, but it took counseling. And we have to be careful. We have to share that our police officers aren't stigmatized to the point where they won't talk about what they've seen or what they need to do. I know I had to say, look, I'm okay. I can go to counseling and talk this through and make it work. And thank you for asking the question. And we really have the police chief and deputy chief right now that are exceptionally aware of what this can be and how much we need to track for this. We do have some officers that are affected by the post-traumatic stress disorder of their job, and our EMTs and our fire also. So yeah, we're aware as a city now, maybe better than we ever were, about the mental health and what we need to do to keep our people strong.
Very good. I hope that answers the question for Beth. All right, we have our final trivia question for the night.
Okay,
and it is about the clock.
Yes.
So it is
not to be confused with the one about the bell. This is the one about the clock.
But there's a clock in this building here. You can see it on that tower there, and we're looking
in the middle at the top.
In the middle at the top, what the name of that clock is.
Right. And Steve had hard questions this week.
Very hard.
Yeah.
And,
thanks, Councillor Peters.
Yes.
Mayor Peters.
Bonus.
Right. Yeah.
Bonus for if you can tell what store that was right there that clock is on. Right. I love it. And it's not a complicated name.
Yeah. No, it was a pretty basic name.
Pretty straightforward.
Right.
Kind of like Main Street.
Right. Did you go by and look at the clock? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tony Bendel, a huge shout out to our very own I've Got Your Back 911 for their work in helping emergency personnel.
Agreed. And they do have their back. They really do help. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony, for bringing that up.
One of the questions on the MyFM Spirit Awards or nominations, right? They're like there when you need them. I believe Steg was nominated. Right. But like if you didn't pick Steg, like the emergency department at the St. Thomas Elgin Hospital, for like there when you need them, like, right? I don't know who else you could pick out of the options, right?
Right. No. Yeah. No, somebody else.
No, there when you need them.
Right.
Yeah, the emergency department, 100%. Like,
agreed. Right. Or who would you call if you saw a crime? Probably the police department. Right.
100%. Yeah, the best choice probably 911.
Yep. Excellent.
Jerry McCauley, clock. That's part of it.
Yeah.
There's two other letters.
Hi, Councilor McCauley.
How's it going, Tara?
Yeah.
All right. And then on December 29th, if you had signed up for an evening with Alan Cross at the Railway State Brewing Company, you could have got in, but it's sold out now.
Right. So we announced it, and look what happened.
Gone.
Right. Yeah. So
popped it up, sold out.
Right.
So they added another one. So if you're looking to catch Alan Cross is an amazing musical historian. I love listening to his talks. October 30th at 1 p.m., they popped him in again. So
perfect.
You're lucky if you were like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to get in and see this talk with Alan Cross. Now you can, thanks to the brewing company, because they have him on 1 p.m. on October 30th.
And speaking of historians, my favorite is coming up. We're only a week or so away from Ted Barrett.
Yes. Right. Southwold remembers.
Right. Southwold remembers. I recognize not a St. Thomas thing, but as the former MP for the whole area. And I love Canadian military history, and Ted Barrett is just the best there is. So if you go out to
and it's live this year.
Yes. Yeah. We had a couple years of it not being, but at the Keystone Complex for Remembrance on the Saturday before, Sunday before, November 6th. And I don't even like to look up ahead what Ted's going to talk about. He always talks about another branch of the Canadian
Should I spoil
military.
it?
Well, you can if you want.
The Battle of the Atlantic.
Oh, I'm going to read ahead now. That's the problem.
Yeah. So it's a great story. Canadians were particularly involved in this because we were part of the Merchant Navy.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, the Navy, they've got guns. They didn't really.
No, they did. These were merchant ships who were not armed and were at the mercy of the submarine force from the other side. I have I don't know 4 or 5 Ted Barrett books because I just love military history and the way he tells stories. He is one of the best storytellers there is. So I know it wasn't on our list.
No, it's on our list. It's on our list.
Next week we can talk about it again because it's still not going to happen.
We're producing that show for Southwold. Established Media is.
Yes.
So
yes.
Ted just sent me the whole talk, so I was just going through it.
Wow.
Yeah, with all the clips and everything.
Oh, well, you just send me all that. Now you won't have to go out that day.
No, that's not the way it works.
No, I love it. I love listening to him talk. So,
but we've got
somebody's got this right.
The town clock.
The town clock. This clock was called the town clock. Was on the top of that building. Can anybody tell me where that building is?
Not yet.
No. Okay.
But if you look really closely at that picture, you'd be able to tell.
No, the building still does look substantially the same, but without the clock. That clock isn't in that spot anymore. But we had another name for this building for about the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? The scaffolding building.
Right. Yeah, it's finally coming down.
Yeah.
All right.
Talbot and Queen Street. Somebody said it. Chris did. Yes.
Perfect.
He knew the scaffolding building.
Right.
This building is now under some construction where there's an addition going on the back of it. And the scaffolding is now down and some very good work has been done on that building. Way to go.
Awesome. First, we're going to pop you in here for the draw this evening. All right. Oh, wow. The thing about when you get popular is you start getting spam comments. So we're just going to.
Oh, good. So that isn't one for us. It wasn't a good question.
We're just going to, take those people right out of there.
But it's me. And I'll tell you, I'm not shy at doing that either on my social media. Occasionally someone just gives me an absolutely idiotic piece of information on a thing I posted. And so I erase it. You're erasing comments? No, yeah, I am. It's my Facebook. You want to put up your idiotic comment? Go put it on yours, right? I'm happy to see it on yours. I'm never going there. But it doesn't mean you can come to mine and put it up. And the same thing with Mayor's Update. You got something great to share? We're happy to share it and have a good conversation with you. Right? Yep. So perfect. Thank you for all your support. The rest of you that play along well and ask great questions. So.
All right.
You want to do trivia?
Yeah, let's do
Okay,
it. We got
here
everybody's
comes
names in
the
here.
drum roll.
All right.
And the first one we're doing is we have a $50 Wendy's gift certificate. Am I correct? And we have another painting. By the way, if you see behind us tonight, there's a couple of Grayden Lang paintings on the wall that mayor finally got his and put them in a prominent place in the mayor's office.
Okay, so we've got two things to draw for.
All right. So first person who wins gets to pick which of the two they want.
Yep. So as long as you're watching right now, and hopefully you are.
Right.
We've got the draw going there.
Yep. It's spinning. Oh,
Katie Morgan. I don't know if she's on tonight.
I haven't seen her name yet, but that doesn't mean she isn't here watching.
I believe she's on a honeymoon.
Oh, well, that might be that she's not. Then.
No, I don't know. Maybe she's watching. I mean, it's a pretty good show. It's a pretty good show.
You could watch it from anywhere on your honeymoon too. But,
yeah.
You'd have to take a couple of minutes.
All right. So
let's pick the next one.
Yeah. So we'll pick the next one. You can call what you'd like.
Right. And then they get to pick if they want, if they can.
Well, yeah. Well, I've got to go in and take her name off there. Well, there we go. And then Sharon Montgomery Anderson saying, I have those same two paintings. Go. Right. Thank you, Grayden. Yes. Well, thank you. Thanks for watching.
Yes. Aren't they beautiful, though?
Yeah. Gorgeous. I just love it.
I needed a little more St. Thomas in my office, so both of them were great. And I love them both because both of them have the City Hall people in them. Right? Right. It's the one is the elephant done in the Clark McDougall style, but it has the St. Thomas Tower, and then the other is the streetscape of Talbot Street with the St. Thomas City Hall steeple in the background. So I love them both.
Very appropriate. All right, here we go for the next one. Look. Hey, Gallagher, congratulations. All right, so Faye, if you're watching right now, you can let us know which one you want. Otherwise, we'll figure it out.
Wendy's gift certificate, painting from Grayden, one of the two.
All right, let us know. We'll figure it out. First person to let us know, we'll sort it all out.
I like this new mayor's update format.
Yeah.
So we're having a lot of fun, and we're getting questions, and we answered a couple pretty serious questions. We really want this to become the place where you get your news about St. Thomas, about the St. Thomas City Council, how things can be done better in town. We really want you to share with us where you'd like us to reach out and do better. We're going to ask more councilors to help us with this.
Right? Yes, I'm very excited for that. Getting more inclusion, more discussion.
Well, I mean, we think the mayor's funny, but if we put a whole bunch more people together, it really helps make it even more special.
Yeah. I'm just making sure I get everyone's name in here so I know that I can make sure I get them their prizes.
Hi, Julian. Good to see you on tonight. Say hi to Grandma, and thank you both for the congratulations this week on the mayor's thing, and great to see you watching Mayor's Update.
Love it. Oh, and the building that's coming down as well. You haven't checked out Austin McNulty's photos.
Yeah.
He's in the building right next to it, so he's getting some great photos of
the demolition of the old Municipal World building. Yeah, it is. Look, I'm not anxious to see an empty spot on Main Street, but I'm anxious to see what we can build in that empty spot on Main Street. At a building that was having some real issues with bricks falling off the back and being unsafe, being cited by the city to be torn down. It's up there. Austin, what a great job you're doing at getting some of those pictures.
All right, events. St. Thomas Public Arts Center has a sealed bid art auction until November 5th. You know what a sealed bid art auction is?
Well, what's that? You go in and you look at some pictures, at some paintings and artwork at the art gallery, and it's great. And there's a little box there. You can say, I want to bid $250 on that. And you put it on your sealed bid and you put it in the box. And when they're all done, they open the boxes and the highest bid wins. Right? Yeah. I'm sure there may be minimums on some. I don't know.
There are minimums. Yeah.
There has to be. But beautiful artwork down at the art center.
You've got a $4,000 painting and you can do a minimum bid of $100.
So take your chances that somebody else isn't going to say 101.
Some people cleaned up
right
last year.
Right.
I can tell you that right now.
Right. So if you get just a little above, and then a bit of an odd number at the end, so you're a little bit better than somebody else who might have just said $200. Yeah. Some fantastic artwork, and it's a great fundraiser for our art center.
And all the programs that they run, which are incredible for the community and the space they provide. And also the atrium on November 4th.
Right. A new kind of come out and see the atrium. Kravitz has taken over the atrium and is really knows her business stuff too. I'm really quite pleased to see that. And so it's an open house.
You can go in. There's going to be music. There's going to be prizes, games. Yeah, it's going to be an extravaganza.
Right. If you've not been to the atrium, it's a really unique thing in our community. It's a shared workspace, but really beautiful.
Yeah, and you can either like work in the common area, or you can have a private office.
Right. I want to do interviews. You rent a private office at the atrium, and you can do it there. You want to. You don't have really. I don't need a whole new office building yet. I'm going to go work at the atrium and do my work there. And then it's also a shared business space in the sense that you can get advice from the guy working next to you. Hey, I'm working on this. What do you think? Right? It's like Grayden and I do with Mayor's Update. Yeah. It's really a unique, and it's really the workspace of the future. We've had a lot of workspaces through COVID, through the last 2 years, with offices now with a fair bit of vacancy. But this is a neat way for you to come back into the business world and have a spot to work with a lot of other people in it. So perfect.
And it's where we started established media back in the day.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
It was right at the atrium. Well, it's a great place to. What do they call it? An incubator?
Yes. And and that's another great thing that also happens there. Try out a business idea. See if before you invest in a great big building, let's start small and do it that way.
Right. Or you run off and incur a huge amount of debt.
Right.
Test the waters first.
No. Yeah. And those of us that do business mentoring might tell you, what a good idea. Let's not invest in the bricks and mortar until we're sure the business idea works.
Right? It's a generally good principle to follow. Right. All right. So we've covered those things, and those are the main events. Sorry. There is coming up as well is the Builders.
Well, the Golden Hammer Awards?
Golden Hammer Awards, yeah.
Yeah, that's next
November 24th.
Okay, next month. For those who don't know what the Golden Hammer Awards are, they're the awards for our home builders.
Our home builders, yeah. Right? And they've had a huge amount of submissions this year.
Right. And a lot of building going on in our community, and we need lots more. So we want to keep our home builders happy. I plan to be at the Golden Hammer Awards.
I will be there as well, helping to run the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. You and I get to see each other way more because you're always running the event. And so Southwold, you're doing that. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Wow. Where else are you going to be? So
oh man.
Yeah.
Got,
I think you're doing some pictures here on opening night for council.
I am. Yeah. It's going to be fantastic. Right. Capture the moment. Capture everybody. I'm going to be running a booth with Start.ca at the November 19th Horton Christmas Market.
Well, can't wait for that either.
Yes, it's going to be fantastic. Horton Market, last market of the season.
You're doing a booth with Start.ca. What do you get to do with Start.ca?
I'm going to be taking the photos.
Oh, you're doing.
So we're doing a whole photo. I can't tell you what's happening yet, but
all right,
there's going to be a special photo.
Sounds like fun.
It's if people haven't checked out the one we did with in a collaboration with the Elgin County Museum and History Center.
Right.
That happened when there was the launch for the historical tours in St. Thomas.
Yes, I remember. Yes.
And so we took photos of people and then placed them into an old picture of Alma College. And then people dressed up in costume, and then they're all black and white. And then you had to kind of like look at it and figure out like who's actually from the era, the 1800s, and who's from now.
Right. Which are the real old pictures, and which are just the old people in the new pictures. Right. Right.
Yeah. So based on that success, we're going to do another one, but we have got to come up with the concept and actually know what that is. Angela DeVries wants to make sure that you're marking the Home Builders Golden Hammer Awards in your calendar.
It is in my calendar. It got put in there this week. Very happy to be going. So yes, thank you. Angela, keep reminding us over the next couple of weeks so we can make sure that that's a sellout and a good thing for our builders too.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes we come here and Grayden and I look at each other and we go, what do you got? What's new this week? Right. And I figure he's done the work and he figures I've done the work. And
we're both busy.
He's done a great job this week. I look at all the future events.
I'm very proud of myself this week, Mayor.
I know that December 25th will be Christmas, and followed quickly by New Year's. So I've got those events covered. But yeah, but sometimes we are the place where people get their news of what's happening in St. Thomas and area. And so then we should also be saying, I'm looking out my window at the big tree that will have new lights put on it within the next week or two, so we can do the tree lighting.
It's super
on
exciting.
the 18th.
Another huge event that's happening in St. Thomas. So Santa Claus and his wife are going to ride in on the fire engine,
right?
And screech in.
We'll
He jumps off.
Tree
Shoulder
lighting
to there. Hit the lights.
But we're adding something better this year. We're adding a shopping time in the downtown to go with
which was on council the other day.
Right. So we need to do it. Right?
Yeah.
Look, we're going to do the tree lighting, but please spend some time downtown. So you're coming this Friday for pumpkin prowl, and then when the tree lighting happens, and guess what happens the day after the tree lighting? What? The Santa Claus parade, a Caribbean fiesta of Santa Claus parade. Right.
And let me tell you, the amount of bands they have coming down is, I think, second to none this year.
Oh, steel drum bands.
The Western band is coming down.
Well, excellent. We have our own police services band now too.
And are they going to be in there?
Well, why wouldn't they be in there?
I hope they're in there.
Right, they're pipe and drum band. I'm looking forward to it.
They're an official part of the website now. I saw
the mayor, the member of parliament, the member of provincial parliament, tends to start the parade, right? Lead the parade.
Yes.
And so I almost have to stop at the end of the parade and watch all the good crap that happens afterwards, because it's behind us someplace, right?
Yeah.
Right. We all plan on walking the parade this year. We've discussed it because Karen Vecchio just shames us into walking whether we had a car or not. So we'll all do that this year. But that's coming on the 19th of November. Wow, we got a lot of stuff going on. And of course, Remembrance Day will fall on the 11th of November. We'll do the poppy on the mayor this week to start the poppy campaign. But let's remember, come on out on Remembrance Day to the Memorial Gardens on Moore Street, and we'll do that too.
And there's a shout out for Marguerite Knight saying that residents should help for the Christmas care if you can as well this year.
By all means, we'll launch Christmas care in the next couple of weeks. Christmas care is a huge operation in our community to make sure people who otherwise wouldn't have a good Christmas have one. So whether it's Christmas care or the food bank itself, or other things you can do to make other people have a better Christmas than they would have had, we'll talk a lot more about those types of things as we move forward too. Christmas care, I think, starts operation next week or the week after, and then they will start taking names of families who need help, and then arrange how the pickup and stuff is going. So we'll talk more about that as we go forward too. One of their, I think the chair of it was talking to me this week about it. We're lending the Memorial Auditorium as the place to do the Christmas care this year. Because they were at the mall, right? And now with the hotel being built and the other stuff that's happening at the mall, right? Well, great. We want to make sure that business can thrive in St. Thomas too, but we've had to go hunting for where might we do a good job for our community too.
And Chris Patchkins, speaking of the Elgin Mall, he's mentioning that Angie Melhot at the Railway City Health Hut will be celebrating their 3rd anniversary on November 5th at the Elgin Center.
Yes, and Angie is a great place to get your what we used to call health store kind of items. Angie works out at CrossFit with us, and so
we donated to the CrossFit Open House celebration. Their anniversary.
Yeah, that was just.
Yeah, it seems like ages ago, but I think it was only like a week and a half
then. But it was a great day at CrossFit, their 10th anniversary to recognize how long that's been going on. You would think if Joe went to CrossFit, he'd be a lot better shape, but
think about where you'd be
if I hadn't been. I guess that's a better way to put it.
So congrats to her, and everyone check that out. And like Chris Patrick mentioned, he just had his anniversary.
They had their 10th anniversary, right? Their 10th.
Where was their 10th?
Well,
Chris, you're watching. Let us know what.
It was a big anniversary,
what year?
and I know I remember like
Yeah.
posting it and stuff. But, another great community organization that deals a lot with good local stuff.
Absolutely.
So, perfect.
They've got a local corner in their shop where they help other businesses sell their stuff.
Yes,
including myself. Put some prints in there.
Okay, so we didn't assign who won what this week.
We haven't assigned it, no, but I've got it listed here, so
Right.
I got it set.
So
Who it
when
is,
they call
what
us
they
back, you can whoever
gets in touch
reaches you first.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right.
Yeah, so we got that all listed there. We got some more chat coming in here. 22 years for Simply Pure. That's
Really?
incredible.
Why did I say 10? Wow, incredible.
Yeah.
Way to go. I'm trying to get a Wendy's gift certificate out of my pocket.
So you're gonna give that to me, so I've got it right away.
Yeah,
for the
because
first- this is
we
a good
keep
idea.
forgetting to give
Yeah.
these to you.
I know, and then I've got to hunt you down and then find out. All right, thank you very much. All right, so gift certificate, $50
I-
right here.
Something to share with you about her.
Perfect.
Perfect. Who else? 22 years, Chris.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good work. And Tony Bendel saying, after Remembrance Day service, everyone is invited back to Branch 41 for tea, coffee, soup, and sandwiches.
Yes, there's nothing like the sandwiches and soup at a Legion after
I know,
Remembrance Day. So I've been out to a number of Remembrance Days where it kind of snowed sideways or it was a little cold.
I've got
You
photos
wanted
from those
some soup.
times.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There's
And
been some
Rose.
great weeks too.
And Rose is in those photos.
Oh yes.
And
Well,
she's
But she would the snowbank got taller than Rose.
yeah, and
yeah.
you're just like
We're making fun of you, Rose. If you're not on here tonight, someone will have to tell you. All right. Well, we've been more than an hour tonight, but it's been a fun first show after the election.
So
we
good.
have 4 more years of doing Mayor's Update in some way, shape, form, or a way of informing our city. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And like you were saying earlier at the beginning, congrats to everybody that ran.
Yes.
It's what makes our democracy strong.
Right.
And you know, it's I'm looking forward to working with different people on putting the larger council update together.
Yes,
to
I agree.
increase.
Look, the more we can share with the community what's going on, the better off when we get to the next election. That people know who they like, what are they looking for, why are we doing it?
They'll be informed.
Right,
straight out of the gate.
Isn't that amazing? Why we do this whole Mayor's Update piece in the first place?
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, Mayor Joe.
Thanks.
Thanks to our viewers. Thanks to our sponsors.
Right.
You're the ones that allow this to happen. We're going to sign off. Catch you on the flip side.